we've got a wild story to start off the 7:30 here. The rental car company Hertz is facing allegations from dozens of customers who say they were falsely arrested because Hertz reported the cars that they had rented were stolen. Some of these individuals were even thrown in jail. Now, the company, which recently emerged from bankruptcy, insists that virtually all of these claims are, quote, meritless. It also says that they should not be allowed to proceed in court. The claims have been on hold through completion of the bankruptcy case, but today a judge will hear arguments from both sides. And our consumer investigative correspondent, Anna Werner, has been looking into all of it. Strange, bizarre story here. Anna, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Tony. And the basic question, as you said, is whether these cases will ever be heard in a courtroom. That's up to the bankruptcy judge to decide. Now, Hertz argues that for various technical legal reasons, they should not proceed. But some of the people with claims against Hertz are coming forward to tell their stories because they say they deserve a chance at justice.
The police stop Houston's James Tolan says left him in fear for his life happened at the end of a workday late last year.
I'm actually heading home from completing a project for one of my customers.
He was driving a pickup truck rented from Hertz. His fiancée, Crystal Carter.
We used to rent cars from Hertz all the time for James's renovation company. In 2020, I believe we rented probably 12 times.
But on December 23rd at about 10 p.m., Tolan says, police lights flashed behind him.
And I just got pulled over.
Over a loudspeaker, police ordered him out of the car, then told him to lift up his shirt and back up toward them.
As I turn around, I see both officers trained the guns on me.
And you still, at this point, have no idea why?
I have no clue.
What did that feel like?
It was just terrifying. It was bad. Actually, I was really thinking that I wasn't going to make it home.
Tolan says officers handcuffed him, then told him he was driving a stolen car.
He said, yeah, bro, you're in possession of a stolen vehicle. I was like, that's impossible. I rent from Hertz. I'm a contractor.
So they think that
I'm a felon.
Might be a felon.
I'm just a contractor.
Tolan begged the officers to look at his rental contract, where he says he was listed as an authorized driver. After seeing that, he says, an officer called Hertz.
And that's when I heard the officer telling him, like, hey, do you know what guys put this guy through? He's here for a stolen vehicle. His contract is valid. We're going to give him back the vehicle, and you guys need to get a better system.
This is the officer talking to the guy from Hertz. You guys need to get a better system.
Yeah, this guy could have lost his life.
They say they later found out Hertz had given them a car the company had reported stolen 3 months before.
They rented you a car that they had told police was stolen.
Right.
When you realized that they had given you, oh, I see it already.
I was hot. Like, we rented several times from them that year. Several.
They're two of 165 Hertz customers nationwide who have claims pending in bankruptcy court, saying they were falsely arrested and in some cases jailed because Hertz filed police reports saying their legitimately rented vehicles were stolen.
Everything turned into a mess. Just disaster.
Philadelphia area contractor John Ayub rented a vehicle in April of 2019.
We needed an extra truck. We rented a truck from Hertz.
He says he told Hertz agents it would be a long-term rental, and they told him to call each week to extend, which he says he did, saving these screenshots and making recordings now filed in court.
I need an extension for another week on the Dodge Ram.
Yep, you're all set. It went through.
I would call, I would extend, they would charge it, I would see it, and they would say you're good to go till next Monday.
On May 24th, Hertz put through a charge of more than $2,300. On May 28th, unknown to him, Ayub says, Hertz filed a theft report. And even though the $2,300 showed paid in his bank account the next day, Hertz didn't pull that police report back. 4 days later, he was arrested right in front of his house.
They ended up charging me with a felony.
After learning Ayub had paid for the car, his lawyer says, prosecutors dropped the charges.
How do you have a receipt in your pocket and still get arrested for stealing the car?
We asked Hertz for an on-camera interview. The company declined. Hertz told us in a statement, the vast majority of these cases involve renters who were many weeks or even months overdue returning vehicles and who stopped communicating with us well beyond the scheduled due date. It said situations where vehicles are reported to the authorities are very rare and happen only after exhaustive attempts to reach the customer. As to pulling back police reports once payment is made or the vehicle is returned, Hertz last year told the Philadelphia Inquirer that the reports were valid when they were filed, and it was up to law enforcement to decide what to do with the case. Hertz also told us the opposing side's attorneys have a track record of making baseless claims that blatantly misrepresent the facts. In response, claimant's attorney, Francis Alexander Malafie, told us it's Hertz trying to hide what he calls a corporate disaster.
They've been aware of this for years, and instead of doing the right thing and addressing it, they're trying to sweep this under the rug, even through bankruptcy.
You're saying they're turning legitimate renters into criminals.
Right. And it's wrong. It goes deeper than that.
Well, Hertz obviously disagrees with that. The company told us that the company cares deeply about its customers and successfully provides rental vehicles for tens of millions of travelers each year. The company has not responded to Tolan and Carter's claims. Regarding Ayub, they told the Philadelphia Inquirer last year that either they did not have a record of his rentals or some of them, of his rental extensions, I should say, or some were not approved. Nate?
Anna, thank you so much. Wow.
Hertz got some splaining to do.
Yeah,
and imagine if you're Mr. Tolan. Listen, we're not making light of it, but I did have to say I got a big kick out of Kristen Carter's expression when she was when they asked her the question about what Hertz had said. We all know that expression, and we all know what that means. So we heard you, Kristen Carter. I heard it loud and clear.
Yeah,
this
that
is
face
wrong.
is I done had enough.
Yes,
yeah.
and
right?
you ain't telling the truth.
And I didn't hear.
But he could have lost his life,
He
though.
really
That's
could have,
what's so
yeah. When the
frightening
police are
about
calling Hertz and saying you got to
during
fix
this
your
time.
system,
Yeah.
I didn't hear in that statement them saying there are instances where we need to change our policy or our practices so this doesn't happen. Because one time is too many. These are dangerous situations.
You just hope that somebody on the other side of the phone is doing their job correctly.